What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this 2025 Toyota Camry XLE. This one is finished in midnight black. MSRP is $36,600. This is kind of the luxury spec when you look at the Camrys. So let's go ahead and pop the hood, see what is powering the 2025 model year. So these cars are only hybrids. You do have a manual prop rod to go ahead and secure the hood. But underneath the hood, you're gonna find that 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid engine with 225 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. This is front-wheel drive with an e-CVT transmission, so it's actually a little bit different. It's not your typical CVT, which is quite nice. It also has about a 13-gallon fuel tank with 48 miles per gallon in the city and 47 out on the highway. Curb weight's also around 3,600 pounds. If we go ahead and close this up, wouldn't mind there to be gas struts, but nonetheless, closing that down. The XLE has a pretty cool design. You're gonna see these LED headlights, got a nice turn signal right in here, and I like how the bodywork kind of cuts into the headlights themselves. You're gonna see this metallic gray color for the lower grille with a cool texture, and then these horizontal slots all throughout it to provide a ton of cooling to the engine. Pretty sleek looking front chin spoiler, small air vent right here to let air pass through the front wheels. Very sharp car. I think they did a great job for 2025. I love these sharp body lines cutting through the hood right towards that windshield. It's a really nice looking, sporty looking family size sedan. At the side, you're gonna get a nice set of two-tone wheels with the machine silver and gloss black. You can also see a sharp body line throughout the front arch, and then one sharp body line cutting through the side profile. You got body color on the mirror caps with a little chrome, body colored door handles, and then chrome trim throughout all the windows with black on the B and C pillar. So once again, you get a little bit of that luxury vibe on an XLE. Side profile is about what you would expect, just giving it a nice proportion for a midsize. And then that sharp body line cuts into the rear end really well. You got a nice set of LED rear taillights, then all chrome badging for Camry and the Toyota logo. XLE is chrome, and then you have a very sleek lower bumper trim piece. No exhaust tips like you'll see on an XSE. So this one again, kind of more sleek and subtle. Got the hybrid badge as well, and just a thin design for the trunk with no optional spoiler or anything like that. Moving to the trunk area, there's a button back here. We can pop that open. You got about 15 cubic feet of space with the seats folded up, and you can see how flat everything is. There is a spare tire with all of your equipment, and when you pull these toggles, you can then manually push down the back seats for even more storage space. Closing that, taking a look at the interior, those seats are going to fold down nice and flat, giving you plenty of cargo space, and very easily we can lift them back upwards. You are also going to notice the really nice gray color, has a really cool design with the perforations along with all the smooth material. On the door panel, you just get some plastic here, some vinyl and gray, padded armrest, and then in the center there are going to be climate vents, plugs, and storage. As we hop inside at 5'11", I have the driver's seat at my height, so plenty of knee room, good headroom as well. You can get a panoramic roof in some of these as well. Seats are pretty comfortable overall. The bottom supports your legs nicely. Backrest is at a pretty good recline. And I like this cool fabric you're gonna see throughout the front end. Hopping towards that front seat now, you have a smart key where you can lock and unlock it from the door. And then the front door panel has more of a soft touch plastic, and then this really cool pattern to this texture. It's like a fabric type Alcantara material, really cool looking, feels nice as well. We got your padding for your armrest, grab handle, and then all your controls, as well as more storage. You're gonna see power controls on the driver's seat and passenger seat, and then the smooth leather with perforated leather. You have more of that fabric material all throughout it. It's a really cool looking car. This interior is really nice. Now inside, let's go ahead and fire it up. Engine's not necessarily going to turn on, just given the hybrid system, but you got a nice black leather steering wheel. There is some contrast stitching, kind of a gray-green color. Settings over on the left side for the screen, Bluetooth and audio. We have cruise control on the right side. And then you can cycle through the screen a little bit, change what you'd like to see. If you hold down the OK icon, you can actually further adjust each section of the screen. So pretty nice design. You have quite a lot of information you're able to monitor. No steering wheel mounted paddle shifters on this trim level, but you're gonna get the stock on the right for windshield wipers, turn signal over on the left. More of this cool pattern to it, fuel cap, trunk release, and then our automatic high beams. You have one of your air vents, soft touch plastic up on the dash, And I like how the passenger air vent kind of cuts into the screen, really flows really well, and then especially this trim piece with the same material flows to that door panel really nicely. Now the multimedia screen you'll have to set up, of course. You'll see a full screen nav, all your Bluetooth audio and everything will pop up as well. You have phone integration, and then you can configure a few things for climate, comfort. You do have some trip information you can take a look at, see your history for MPG, along with vehicle alerts. There are settings within the car you can cycle through, and then a good sized backup camera with nice HD graphics. Climate controls are all gonna be down here in these physical toggles, pretty easy to operate. Your dual zone temperature, you can easily adjust the fan speed, the zone, and then we have our climate vents themselves, plugs down below with wireless charging, and a lot of storage in the center. Right in the center here, you do have drive modes. So we have our eco mode, normal, as well as a sport. And then there's even an EV mode right here. When the battery is charged enough, you can do that for slow speeds in parking lot settings. We have some padding on the armrest, a nice size glove box. And then the glove box on the right side is pretty large as well. One last look at the interior. The XLE is really nice. This interior color combo especially adds a pretty cool luxurious touch. You have a sunglass holder up above, then you have dome lights, garage door buttons, and even a nice dash cam. All right, so setting off now in the 2025 Camry XLE. So this is kind of like the luxury version, not quite as sporty as what the XSE is gonna have to offer. I love this interior. Being in here, it looks so cool, especially with the gray contrasting to the black, but then this cool like diamond pattern just looks really, really nice. So this is a little bit more comfortable feeling than the XSE. Again, less sporty. So this one does feel like it rides just a little bit more refined, a little bit smoother rather than being like a sport tuned suspension. But this is really comfortable. The seats are nice and padded. You have a great view around, good visibility. I mean, this is literally just a really easy car to operate, nothing all too fancy. It's pretty quiet. You can hear the road just a little bit. You don't hear any wind noise though, just a little bit of road noise from the tires, I would say. But overall though, this is a pretty easy to drive car. It's definitely smooth, and really can't complain with just kind of the normal driving. Seats are definitely roomy too, headroom, legroom, all of that. I have no issues just getting comfortable in this car overall. And then the steering radius is pretty sharp, especially even being front wheel drive. It's easy to turn this. The steering wheel has enough feedback to where it's not just super lightweight and super floaty. So it's pretty easy to maneuver, even going through a tight area. I mean, you can pinpoint this car really nice. Slow speed, like right now, we're actually driving in the EV setting. So I like how the hybrid system basically, it kind of goes back and forth between electric and gas. Like right now, this is all EV, and it's really not going to kick on the engine until I accelerate a little bit harder or a little bit higher in speed. So still EV, and there's the engine kicking in. Now you can hear the engine. I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. However, you notice it compared to other hybrids I've noticed. But it is still pretty smooth the way it's integrated. And with the eCVT transmission, it's not just your belt-driven like CVT that none of us like. It's actually a little bit better, more of a direct drive type of transmission. And that does help this get up and go off the line really nicely. So it's pretty peppy in the slow speed, just getting up to speed. And it doesn't just whine like your typical continuous variable. So overall, it seems like a pretty smooth driving car, incredible efficiency, really good comfort level. And honestly, this is just a pleasant place to be, and not really too expensive for 36 grand. Seems like a heck of a good deal if you just want a nice overall car. It's a really nice family car.